On air, episode 131. Slate?
Wow. Would you look at all these people? Live from the Loft 100 Studios in sunny Carlsbad, California. On the air is on the air. We got Little Tommy. It's called The Tommy Show. We have the Sully Band. We got a whole bunch of guests. And all you guys, thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. Yeah. Here we go. That's how it's done.
I do want to point out two VIPs in the audience from Fox 5 San Diego and KUSI. Ruby Chen, give it up for Ruby Chen. And Christy Simmerall. Christy Simmerall.
Wow. Come on, bring it up. These are our new bosses. Come on. The last thing these guys want to do is go watch a TV show in a TV studio. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it. Did you mention you're in a documentary about you? It's like a Tommy Sablon. No. This is Tommy.
Well, I didn't know you were going to talk about this, but the Coronado Island Film Fest is happening this coming week. And on Thursday, November 9th at 10 a.m. in the Win Room, they're going to screen.
Wait a second.
They're going to screen.
You said the Win Room. So it's so specific that you know these dates, so you had no idea I was going to say it.
No, I didn't. I swear, but I didn't. I had no idea you were going to mention this.
Oh, wow, sure. Let me guess. There's a poster. There's a poster.
But isn't it?
You are very famous.
Isn't it amazing how I look the same?
By the way, doesn't that bring you back to a time of 1973 with that mustache and the feather hairs breaking right and left?
Well, this was 1981.
But still, though, San Diego was kind of like all the colors in the city were like orange and burnt umber. Like it was like totally 70s, and you represent that. Did anybody tell you about your lame mustache, or did you just thought it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Well,
it's
congratulations.
Coronado Island Film Fest this Thursday, obviously in Coronado, and I wanted to thank San Diego City College, and I want to thank the University of Arkansas. For some reason, together they put this documentary together about how I grew up.
Look at Tommy up here. So there's a piece of it right there.
But you know, I didn't have a normal childhood like everybody else probably did, and my family's from Guam. But
well, you made a huge mark in San Diego.
But it's not about that. It's about how I grew up in the 70s with two brothers that were addicted to heroin.
Wow.
And how that changed my life. And so I'm really proud. So,
Well, so will this go to like the film festival things?
This is the film festival.
No, but I'm talking about the international ones. You see the scrambled eggs up there that says can. It says that. Is this? I mean, could we win an award for this?
I
say we.
We'll know soon. But right now it's Coronado Island Film Festival.
Well, all right.
Thank you very much.
Good stuff. I have to bring up because our marketing director and our den mother for the band said we have a show coming up. We're playing the Coach House.
Coach House.
Is that in San Clemente?
San Clemente.
Hey, hold on a second. Wait a second. I couldn't get arrested out of Oceanside. I mean,
that's why all the viewers got to rally together and get on up to San Clemente, the Coach House, on December 2nd.
Okay, wait a second.
We're opening for Lee Rocker of the Stray Cats.
Wow.
All right.
Love
show. Here's the problem. The band and I have created a footprint in San Diego. I'm not kidding. And we've charted number 3 on Billboard nationally, and then it went nowhere after that. But I swear to God, if we drive out of Oceanside, it is. I am desperately concerned about getting. I want to get 100 people there. I'll buy the tickets. I'll buy each a Volkswagen. We have. No, it's like
you're opening up.
No, I swear to God, there's gonna be nobody there. Nobody knows us up there.
Saturday the 2nd. Opening for Lee Rocker. It's going to be great.
I feel safe and warm at the Belly Up.
That's the Belly Up.
By the way, can I add when the show ends at 8:30? How old am I?
Starts at 8.
How old am I that I have a music career, and I want the shows to all be 5:30 to 8:30 so I can be in bed when I will say this. I feel very blessed because Rome Ramirez, who is the lead singer of Sublime, somehow heard our music through our manager, Rick DeVoe, who started Blink-182. And keep in mind, I'm 63. I'm a taco shy. I got 20 good summers left and 5 bad ones. Rome called me up and said, hey, I want to write a song with you, because he heard my voice and thought it was good. I went to Nashville, and we wrote a couple of songs there with James East, our bass player. And he says, look, you know what, man? I'm going to stop what we're doing. We're going to do an album with you in February. Wow. So I released a new album, a solo album, with Rome. I was on the phone with Warner Brothers Records today on the way here. I have a serious case of imposter syndrome right now because it's. You guys know I'm 63, right? I get up. I go to early bird special at 3:30 in the afternoon for Hungry Hunter. And I get up at 5. Anyway, so thank you guys for all your support on that. But again, I'm really, really concerned about.
We'll be there.
I'm concerned about the Coach House. I don't think we don't have a single person in San Clemente who would know who we are. So I will bribe you. I will buy you all houses. Tommy will appear at your place for breaking and entering Christmas, but man, I'll tell you. So please come. All right, let's get the show started.
We have a great show lined up. As a matter of fact, let's bring out the guests.
All right, let's do it.
From our sister station, Fox 5 San Diego. Give it up for Heather Lake.
Wow, it's Heather Lake. You are very famous. It's so nice to have you. Was that Fireball?
It was.
Did you pick Fireball as your walk-up music?
Okay, that's actually my son's walkout song for Little League.
So when he watches on Saturday, he'll see it. Great to have you. We are big fans of yours. And the fact that you work for now we're a sister station, we never actually talk to the other people. Like we see you on TV.
We see each other, and I know you, but seeing you in real life is so much better. It's so nice to see your faces.
But it is so cool to have you. You've been in San Diego since 2008.
2008.
But take us back to where you grew up in Florida.
I grew up in Orlando, Florida. I was born and raised in Daytona Beach, Florida, and then I went to high school and college. At University of Central Florida, studied broadcast journalism, political science, and then.
So did you always want to be on television?
In 5th grade, I did the morning announcements.
Of course you did.
That's where it
Of course you did.
started.
So wait a minute. So what was your first job in television?
So I actually went on TV with NBC. I was working for a station in Orlando, Florida while I was in college. And they said, we really want someone to have that sort of college voice while we were doing elections. And so I got to be on TV as the student political reporter for the NBC station in Orlando way before I even graduated college. And I just I fell in love with all of it.
So were you reporting?
I was.
So that means, if I'm not mistaken, that means you had some weather.
Yeah.
Like hurricanes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They had me mostly on politics, but I've been through more than a dozen major hurricanes in my lifetime living in Orlando.
So a few months ago when San Diego thought we were going to have a hurricane,
yeah.
were you ready?
I was definitely ready, and it was really awesome because one of my coworkers, Megan, who were both forecasters at the station, we were kind of working on things, and she was getting a little scared. And I said, we don't have a good guideline for what's going to happen here because this has never happened before, but I can tell you that if people are prepared, one thing that we did in Orlando is once you're prepared, you party. So,
so that explains that broadcast that day.
No one understood that, once you get everyone prepared and you're ready for power outages and kind of the worst, you just hunker down and you just enjoy each other's company, and that's what it's all about.
So in 2008, you come to San Diego. Where were you before, and how did you get the call to come to town?
Well, they were actually launching Fox 5, and as I don't know how many people know how you go into another station, but you make a resume reel, and it's kind of your highlights, right? And so I was in North Carolina. I was working for an ABC affiliate there, and it was fun. I was actually a military correspondent there near Camp Lejeune. So I was doing a lot of military correspondent. We had really young guys. I was very young as well, coming back and seeing
You're
things.
still young.
Come on.
I don't always feel that way, but thank you. But, coming back and seeing things that they shouldn't be seeing that early. It was early on in Iraq and Afghanistan, and so supporting the war in Iraq and definitely telling some really serious stories. And then I saw the San Diego job come up, and I said, I'm going to put my hat out there and see what happens. And I met with my news director that I now can say I've worked for 15 years.
Wow.
And what was the date? Do you remember?
October 26th is my hire date at Fox 5.
Wait. What was the time? Can I ask you something? Because we've all been in the media up here for far too long, and the way we consume media these days is awfully different than it was even when you started.
Sure.
So, and there's this, and you have a footprint in social media. I'm still on MySpace, but you guys all do.
Your top 8? Was I in your
Yes,
top
thank
8?
you, appreciate it. Is that coming to mind as a metric for you to get the word out? Because I know you're not just standing on TV looking at the camera. I know that you're working 24/7. People always ask you how you prep. You're always prepping. And it seems to me that, especially folks in the news, are depending on every single outlet that there is. I'm assuming social media is climbing every day in terms of terrestrial TV and the way we consume our news on social. How's that changed for you?
Absolutely. I think, what's really interesting is the feedback too from the viewers. So whether I share where I'm at, my locations are in the morning show, so I'm often moving around, I'm out and about, I can share the weather early in the morning before I leave, and then I can share my locations and give some of these local businesses a ton of viewers throughout the entire 24-hour news cycle, and then even more because it lives for much longer than live television. I think the hardest part for us is before, if somebody didn't like my dress, I didn't know for the day. I thought I had the best dress on ever, and now they tell me right away, and I'm like, oh, okay. so there's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, instant feedback is a double-edged sword.
Do you read those comments, or do you try not to because there are so many, people going after you?
Yeah, because remember when there was no feedback. We look at the ratings. I think they like us. I think the wires are going outside and actually up into a satellite. But we hear right now, like you're on the air and you hear right this second.
Everything. I don't know. It can be good. I mean, and I think too, there's something really beautiful about, as someone who's on TV, always kind of remembering that you need to go back and maybe you decide that day because that one viewer who is nice or mean said you didn't look good, and you're like, or you didn't sound good, and maybe you go back and you actually review your stuff and you're like, I didn't sound my best, let's do better tomorrow. So there can be something beautiful about it, and then there's the people that you just block and move on. To be completely honest.
Me and Tommy deal with the look good, sound good thing every single day. We do. We get feedback all the time. Well, first of all, welcome to the program. We'd love to have you.
Thank you guys for having me.
Let's bring out the next guest.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's the pride of Ramona, California. From KUSI News, give it up for Allie Wagner.
She's adored by all.
Hi, Tommy.
What's up, sister?
What's up, Sully?
Good to see you.
Hi.
How's your hubby?
He's doing good.
How are the two boys that represent actually 6 kids of yours?
They
I've seen them. Like they're.
Oh, and thank you so much for the gifts of instruments that you have sent them. I really appreciate that.
When they had their kids, I immediately sent a drum kit.
A drum? No.
And a trombone or something.
Not just a drum kit. He sent like a drum kit, then he sent like a whole
horn section, yeah.
like a complete horn section.
I'm a musician. I want to support their journey on music.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for the support.
I also sent them an air horn. So
Yes.
no, it's funny. It's fun watching your kids grow up.
Well, thanks.
I got to tell you, you're tired, sister. You need a nap.
Heather and I.
This is nap time.
We are yes, and yeah, we talk about that. But you know what? That's part of it.
How many kids do you have, Heather?
2.
Wow. You guys are literally twins. I mean, you have 2 kids, you have 2 kids.
So
you guys hang out with each other?
We realized this, I can't remember the first time that we talked. It was before I even moved to doing mornings. And it was like, wait a minute, oh, we have a ton in common. And that was pre-kids.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah.
Was that up at the club?
Yes, that was up in the, yes.
Did you guys ever run into each other? Like you're doing a story and you cross paths. Is that who you actually met, or?
Yeah. I think we met doing stories. Yeah.
Because this occurred to me, you guys are all at the same place. If there's something breaking.
Oh yeah,
right?
and then we have breaks in between, so that's when we get to hang out and do social media, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I
Yes.
saw you guys on social media. It was fantastic.
So how cool is this? I mean, Nexstar. I mean, the power of 2 stations. Fox 5, KUSI News. We can have you both on this show now. Isn't that cool?
It's pretty fun.
Well, right, yeah.
I have to say, and Tommy will confirm this. When we found out that Nexstar was coming, the first thing was, can we get Fox on? We tried to get your guests on before the deal was closed.
Well, Tommy, I'm sure emailed just about every single person.
I called Rich. I called. I said, hey, you might not know me. We have a show. Can we start on-ramping this? So we're really happy you guys are both here. And I will tell you, the footprint that you guys represent is pretty significant in San Diego. And I think it's good to have live and local, as opposed to a lot of towns don't have live and local. I think it makes a big difference. You're Miss San Diego. You're an iconic figure, and we have you both. Come on.
Yes.
We'll take it.
Let's bring out the next guest.
Wow. Oh, I know who this is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I know
from
this is.
One More Win and Star 94.1, give it up for Jesse Lozano.
Sexy baby, I do the humpy hump. Come on and do the hump. That's
only-
the actual dance right there. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
The only thing you're missing is your leopard skin Speedos.
I should have worn my. I agreed.
Were you
Agreed.
at the DMV today or something? Because
Yeah, I know. I have something serious to do after this. I do. Thanks for saying.
position. Sorry.
I wear my crazy stuff for these boys usually. This is my big brother and my little brother.
I'm actually your uncle.
Oh, you're my uncle. That's right.
I married my little niece.
Yeah, and I'm my own grandpa.
No way, not
It's
you.
a family stuff.
I was going to say the family tree is looking really strange right now.
Which, by the way, we were talking in the back, and this show better be good today because you have 3 morning people that have been up since 2:30 in the morning, and we need to be entertained.
I have to say, we started talking about that because our idea was, hey, let's do a show and use their audience and we'll be popular. We'll invite all the popular radio and TV people,
Yes,
and we'll hitch our cart to their wagon. First of all, great to have you. Is this your 13th episode?
13th episode, friends.
Wow.
Love you guys for having me on.
Hey,
No, wait. We gave Tommy's idea was to give you a robe on your 10th. We have a Jansen suit, swimsuit set with the little jacket short, like they had in the '60s.
I'll wear that. Wait, is
Sean-
that behind me?
no.
Oh, I thought someone was walking up with it on a hanger. I was
It's like
ready.
Sean Connery wore it. So it's like,
Little cute.
hey,
He
but
moves
more
like a panther.
importantly-
Oh, yeah.
More importantly, you're with Jesse and Tati on Star 94.1.
That's right, still doing mornings.
But you're also, if I'm not mistaken, on Fox 5.
I'm on Fox 5 every Tuesday morning. I have been for 14 years.
wow.
14 years.
Yeah, when I first moved to LA years ago, I lived in Burbank, and there was the moment where I was doing everything I could to stay connected to San Diego, and there was this opportunity to go to KTLA, the big news station up there, and you sit in a booth, and San Diego will turn on a camera, and there you are. You could be in San Diego.
That's right. They had those coverage studios that would you'd sit in a box and suddenly you would be
100%.
when you're the head in the mirror, or head in the box on TV.
And so I would sit there and just wait my turn, and they would bring me up. And during those days, there was this new dude named Raul who was on Fox, and he was just figuring out how to talk to me. And you're in LA, huh? It's a thing. And now him and I have been doing that segment for 14 years, every Tuesday morning at 8.
What's this? Actually, I want to ask what the segment's about. We're going to take a break, but are you doing the same type of segment that you did?
It's called New and Now. So I basically go through whatever's streaming, all the new music out for the week, whatever's hitting theaters. It's pretty specific to just entertainment.
It's so funny. I do a segment called Old and Past. So
Next time.
take it out. Jesse Lozano, Allie Wagner, Heather Lake. I said old and past. Thank you very much. These are the jokes, folks. On the air, it's on the air. We'll see you in a minute.
Hey! What a beautiful audience. Man.
Are you like surreptitiously just putting stuff around the studio that just happens to be like?
Yeah, is this a comedy celebration?
You know, I am very proud of the documentary that's happening Thursday.
The one that you said you didn't think about, didn't know I was going to do it. You know that one.
But isn't it amazing? You know,
I'm not kidding.
I
You
am
look the
blessed
same.
with
Wow.
I am blessed with great genes. I look the same, stayed the same weight. Everything's all good.
Was that before chairs had wheels on the bottom?
Yeah.
It was, right?
It was a gentler time, Jesse.
Roger that. Okay.
I talked to Tommy about 6 times a day. You don't realize what a piece of San Diego you are, like in the fabric. It was, listen, even if you didn't listen to him, who didn't see the human flag? Honestly.
Oh my
Jeff
God.
and Jer.
I used to have that I had that posted in my bedroom, hard copy of it. There was a version that you guys had that was a thicker copy. I had it in my bedroom with pins. I rehung that in my room so many times as a boy growing up in Escondido that it
Right next to your NSYNC.
right next to my next to my Pamela Anderson Baywatch poster. Excuse you, pardon you. But no, I remember I still had the holes in the corners of that poster because I had done
First
it so
of all-
many times. I mean,
No.
amazing, brother.
So nobody does that. That's like really creepy. Didn't try to pick out your friends, but seriously, Tommy, when I don't know why this surprises you because you can't walk through a store.
I'm
without-
proud of those 30 years with Jeff and Jer.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, I have to.
As you should be.
But I do want to talk about something that just
I want to talk
happened.
about something first because you see he does this every time.
I do want to
Every
talk
time.
about
No,
something-
wait. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
Who wants to hear Tommy sing a song today?
Yes. Yes.
That's all.
I I do want to, speaking of music, I do want to talk about a group that came to town recently. Jesse, I know you probably know the guys.
I interviewed them before they did their thing.
But I
right?
believe Heather Lake hung out with them. Tell us about being with 98 Degrees.
Oh, no.
Not just hung out.
Are you talking about 98 degrees? Like,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
and they did that. That was exactly
and by
what
the way,
they did, actually.
you gotta admit, I missed the boy band era. It was like guilty pleasure. It was a little bit-
Yes.
With you.
It's
But how
still
was it?
here.
How was
is
it?
still here. The most nostalgic
Look at-
Yeah.
moment.
Oh, see.
Look at that.
Oh, you
The
guys.
fact that they got Nick Lachey off the couch with his wife doing a Netflix special to do his performance.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
fact that they even got him to do that is a big deal.
Can I say?
By the way, the TV remote's in his back pocket. You can see it right there.
So that's you, that's Ashley. Who are the other two?
Those are just two of our friends, Beth and Nikki, that joined in on the crew, and so we decided we're going to buy these shirts.
You
And
have
we're like, we're going all in. We're buying these shirts.
By the way, Heather, back in the day when you did that shirt and it was the real 98 Degrees concert and they were in the middle, it was puffy paint shirts, remember?
Yes,
That's all we would
yes,
make the
yes,
puffy
yes.
paint.
And you sweated the whole time.
But
The whole time.
And I'm
This
impressed
might
with
be.
the cropping.
I might have been
Right,
smiling
yes.
bigger than in my wedding photos. I'm just kidding.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a minute. Are you still affected by these guys? Because the boy band effect was pretty.
I mean, it was more that like there's this nostalgic moment that you're like.
Nick Lachey has barbed wire on his bicep.
But like he did it when I was 14, and my little 14-year-old heart was just going nuts at that moment. And you're just, I mean, I didn't know. The security guard goes, "The girls in the shirts, come with me," and we're like, "What?"
You're being
You got plucked from the
escorted
crowd?
out.
I thought this was like Fox set it up with the shell.
Yeah, it was on the patio. No, it was a real
Wait a minute. So does 98 Degrees, they still have the person in their entourage that finds the girls in the crowd that need to come up?
Like this.
That's still happening in 2023?
Nick Lachey's like,
It's still happening.
Wait a minute.
Get them.
So this is so we do the before the show we go say hello, and then Nick's like, "Oh, nice shirts, ladies," and I was like, "I mean, we tried, you know." And so then the whole show is going on, and the shell is kind of like everyone has their. It's an awesome venue, but everyone has their seat.
Right.
And I was like, "Are people gonna move around? Like, you know, it's a
Am I
boy
gonna
band."
dance?
is there going to be a 90 degrees mosh
So,
pit?
so we do. So everyone kind of goes to the front, and I was like, "Let's go to the front." So we go to the front, and then the security guy goes, "Girls in the shirts, this way," and I'm like, "Oh no."
And then 4 stools on the stage waiting for
and
you?
And so they put the stools, and then Nick Lachey comes on the side of the stage, and he grabs my hand, and I'm like, "Stop it!" Is this real life? This is real life.
Wait, where were your husbands?
She doesn't care. Who knows? They disappeared. They went into the ether. They're automatically out of here. So, that honestly must have been surreal. It was like surreal when you interviewed Tom Cruise, by the way, in a flight suit that I told you.
Oh, that was
you should wear.
That was cool.
And
That was his idea.
That was still
brilliant.
Only because I know you'd do it. So, who's the biggest guy that caused you? Like, that's a reaction that I would have if I met James Taylor or a number of musicians. Who was the biggest guy? Was that the biggest like sort of reaction you had on air?
I would say, and then we got to meet. You might have been there with me, Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, I didn't go to that one, but yeah, I know.
I mean, there's just some moments where you're like, "This is someone." This
When
is
he was
cool.
at Northgate Market? You
No.
Because wasn't he at Northgate Market?
On the corner of Fifth is Martin.
His schedule?
No,
My
we worked
gosh.
out together at an F45
Yeah.
on base,
Got
and
it.
so he was opening an F45 gym, and he was all there, and we were all supporting the military and their new fitness routine and everything, and we were just doing an interview, and I was like, what a cool guy.
Yeah.
And we get to meet a lot of really cool people that you've seen not in real life and celebrity status all these years, and then sometimes you meet people that you're like, oh, that wasn't that cool, and then other times you meet people that you're like, that was awesome.
But isn't it interesting?
Ramsay,
But isn't it interesting that Heather Lake is always where her heroes are? Just happening with Mark Wahlberg. I happen with 90 Degrees. Who's coming? Who's
She
coming? next?
manifests.
I know
Here's what she does. She goes to work, and probably everyone who works know who she's into, and so when that
Hey, that
comes down
girl's
the
here
pipe, they
again.
Go, Heather would be perfect to interview so and so.
Yes.
It's so smart. That's how you work in the broadcast industry. You always put it out there.
So, can I ask you about Tom Cruise again?
Yeah.
Because that guy, I don't know if it's social media, but we see the backstories of like Mark Wahlberg on a daily basis. Did you feel like you knew him? Did you feel like
Yeah,
you
see,
were
those, the
royalty?
big ones, I do think that when you are interviewing some of the major ones, they know how to do it. They know how to, in a split second, on a red carpet, make you as the interviewer feel relevant, like they're paying attention to you, like you maybe have a rapport or whatever. I mean, it really does make the biggest difference. And I mean, Jennifer Lopez, Gwen Stefani, these are people that when I'm interviewing them, I'm waiting for them to not be cool or waiting for them to be a diva or
Ain't gonna
whatever.
happen.
It's not going to happen. They're pros. They know exactly how to do it no matter who they're talking to.
Well, Gordon Ramsay was late, remember?
He was definitely
he was like
late.
2 hours late to our interview, and we were like, I wonder if he's going to be
Me,
Like, what do you
You're
think?
expecting it almost.
And he was the kindest human.
And so much charisma, and so much taller than I thought he was going to be.
That's true.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Meanwhile,
Can you
Camille-
imagine meeting someone, that vortex figure that he can't go anywhere on the earth without being recognized?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think I'll go to the 7-Eleven in Singapore. Tough. You got
would
three
know.
guys. I think that would be difficult as an interviewer.
Yeah.
To sort of do that. Like when you paraded Russell Crowe past KGB and all the other studios. I mean, you've talked to a lot of big deals. I can talk to politicians, Carl DeMaio.
Totally.
What about
Did it ever affect you guys? It's amazing.
what about Taylor Swift? You ever meet?
Sure, I've interviewed Taylor Swift before.
Do you know she has a boyfriend? I think he's a
I'll be honest with you. I'm offended that no one's caring about Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld. I feel like that coupling right there is very tasty. Anyways, no, Taylor Swift is another example. You know, I've interviewed her and had a 5-minute conversation about how she grew up on a Christmas tree farm and Christmas decorations, and that time of year is the biggest deal to her because she grew up in that world. Then I've had conversations with her where she just tells me about scrapbooking because she's a huge scrapbooker. You know, these major celebrities always find a way to bring it back down to our level, our normal person level, and relate to us.
She's got 5 stories taped that she tells
You're
over and over.
so right. It's the same story, probably.
It must be interesting. Taylor Swift. By the way, what's the big deal about that thing? I just found out about the football. Is it because they're dating?
Taylor Swift.
Honestly, is that what's going on?
You know what it is? I think it is that for the first time ever, even including the pandemic we went through, it seems like the NFL can't keep up with her. It's almost like she is the first thing to ever show up and take the focus off the football, and all of a sudden we care more about the Taylor.
He shot his shot.
Yeah,
he shot his
that's
shot.
right.
That's true.
By the way, do you know that she tweeted something and 34,000 people registered to vote? If I were the NFL, I would have hitched my car to that wagon today.
100, yeah.
She'll be on the show next week.
I hope. Come on, Tommy, you can do it. Yes, we're coming back for that one.
It's the Tommy Show. I think you should hear a song next break. What do you think?
All right, let's hear it. Come on, buddy.
Try.
Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. We continue with the Tommy Show. I gotta tell you.
Heather Lake from Fox 5. Allie Wagner from KUSI. And Jesse Lozano from Star 94.1.
No, just keep it. Oh my God. Okay, finish. That's fine. The Sully Band, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for coming.
Sully Band.
You know, I sang in our new studio for the first time I sang in our studio last week, and it was totally impromptu. I don't know what happened, but I just jumped up there in some sort of. So we'll have to do a song with you now, because
you know-
can I also say this? We talk all the time when we book guests, and we say, yeah, oh, not him, her, yes, but this.
I'm not going to be in that room.
I'm not gonna
see how that goes.
So glad
Well, wait a second. When you guys were booked, I said, Tommy, we're not gonna have to work. Like you guys are A-list.
You have
like
3 chatterboxes.
If we don't feel like working, get those 3 in here. We'll just stand it.
I said we don't
You
need
don't need to talk. You don't need to
we
talk,
don't need
so
a
we're
4th
good.
guest.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have
Wait.
4. I said we don't need a 4th
So
guest.
here's the secret language. If you see a 5th guest,
Good to know.
it's the guy that owns a prune factory somewhere that we have on our
Right. And he's got a good sponsorship going, and we've got to fulfill. That's
I think
right.
the secret that is the best kept secret in radio and television is, I know there's a lot of folks that want to be on TV and radio as guests. We're dying for guests. All of us are dying for guests because it comes down to Tuesday. Hey, Tommy, who's on the show? Oh, I'm still trying to get a hold of Heather Lake. Sometimes it's interesting because I'd love to put out like a website that says, fill in the calendar because we'll have you. At this point,
Yeah.
we'll have you in the Pancake Factory at the end of the show.
And by the way, let's get an influencer with about 40 million followers already. That's just like a mom blogger in San Diego. Let's get her in here, have a little chit chat, and we'll share audiences. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I didn't know
collab.
that.
Get
I didn't even know
that
Mom Blogger
collab.
was a thing. You obviously do Alvin Rock Radio in the morning, don't you? You are so
Or
Mom Blogger?
or get that new guy. Or get that new guy at Fox 5, Raul.
Oh, then yes. I don't know though, guys. He's he's a pretty serious character, my buddy Raul. We got to lighten him up. We got to find a way.
Jesse, what is the average age of your audience?
I mean, we're shooting for like 25 to 54 year old adults, but I'm going to say we're probably late 30s, between maybe 40 and 45 years old.
Those were the days. By the way, is the 54-year-old guy hanging on the water wagon just listening to you guys? He's got a Corvette.
Yes, dude. Yes, we have a lot of dudes listening. People wonder, and I'm always like, I got all the guys working in their garden calling me. You know what I need to talk to you about? Hold on a second.
No, we
Because how many guys in here, by show of hands?
As we are
I
going
listen to every radio person on the way to the next live shot. I'm like, who do I want? I'll listen to John and Tammy. Okay, we're gonna go here. Christy and Jagger. They're doing a. We always like get our brains going because in the morning they do the quizzes.
And
Totally,
that, right?
yes.
100%.
So
that's-
I'm
our
loving hearing
photographers. They're
this.
like,
This is
okay,
like
ready?
research.
Okay, so for real, we pay attention and we know what time everybody's quizzes are, and we will switch depending on when we're.
Really?
Yes, when we're in the van.
So that's how you research current events?
And every time it's like, hey, should we call in? Maybe we should call in. That'd be funny if we call in.
Two things. First of all, no one's ever heard the term guys doing gardening. By a show of hands here, how many guys do gardening? Because it's apparently a metric.
I got some really cool dude listeners, just to let you guys know. That's
You know
all
why?
I'm
You
gonna
know
say.
how he knows? They garden.
They garden. Well, dude, I have to
Dude's
say
doing
something.
gardening.
Hold on, I needed to bring something to the show today.
All right.
Yes.
That was enough.
You say something, Sully, to me a lot on this show that has gotten me in trouble.
What's that? It's gotten me in trouble, I'm sure.
You have mentioned that I am the heir to Ryan Seacrest.
You are the heir to Ryan Seacrest.
Until he called me
Hold on. Hey, babe, Ryan called me, and he said...
and said, hey, people keep sending me a clip of this show you're doing in San Diego.
Yes.
Where you are calling yourself the heir to me. And first of all, I said, I'm not calling myself that.
That's some
Sully
DB
is.
insanity.
Like, so nervous. And then he's like, well, let's talk about how many jobs do you have right now? Let's do some comparison. This is on the phone. And I'm like, I didn't mean to say a thing. So
Hey, wait a minute. Will he come on the show?
Well, when he called me right after, he said he would.
I did.
Only if
So
it turns
anyways,
into a wheel, right? For Wheel of Fortune. He's like, he's ready.
laugh when you say that next time. I think he was taking it serious, and I don't know. And
Okay, first of all, let's
they screwed my radar up a little bit.
You are like Tommy and other big shows in this town. Okay.
Thank you. And for
You
San Diego,
also,
thank you.
if I'm not mistaken, you have subbed for Ryan Seacrest like 1,000 times. And by the way, you worked in that building, and I think I've heard people in the industry say, Jesse is the heir to Ryan Seacrest.
There was a time you were.
Those were the days.
Those were the days. Okay, you know what? You sound like my
Go with
co-host
it.
Tati,
Go
who's
with
trying
it.
to turn this into a
Go with it.
and say, don't worry about it, bro.
I'm
She
sure-
said he may be nervous. That was a great phone call.
Well, of course he is. He's
Awesome.
I cannot wait to tag you in all my photos as the heir.
just, by the way,
No, Ryan. If you're watching this, Ryan, I am not telling them.
and if you want,
anything.
if you want to get a hold of Jesse, it's heir@ryanseacrest.org.
Manifest.
I'm sweating. You're right. I need to manifest like Heather. I need to put it all
Hey,
out there.
but true story.
I don't
story.
want that schedule, by the way.
When we were at Star 100.7,
Yeah.
that must have been 97 to 2005.
18.
Ryan did afternoons in
Up in
LA,
LA.
and he would come down in the morning to watch us.
Oh, wow.
Before he was a huge star, but he would come and watch the Jeff and Joe show, hang out in my little studio, just watch. But he watched.
Wouldn't say
different
anything,
than
he just
most
walked
others.
out.
Yeah, he just watched.
That's weird.
He really
And
is
then-
a student of the game.
And then in a blink of an eye, he skyrocketed.
I met him. I did Politically Incorrect with him back when it first started, because I was a talk show host at AM 1130 KSDO. Ryan was there, and they were looking for talk show people. Who's this guy? I think he's a DJ.
Of course, that's what they all said about us.
Pay no attention, just like you.
Don't worry about
like
him.
2 weeks later, he was on American Idol. Suddenly, it was the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
Did he reprimand you?
I'll be honest with you. I couldn't tell if he was joking or not, and that's not good. I don't know. Usually you can tell with him, and yeah, he was just curious as to why I'm putting the word out there.
I love how badly it got lost in the translation.
I know. I wonder what really happened. But anyways, hey, love you, buddy, for putting
Well, you know
me
what?
on the map.
And best of luck on your road to Kiss FM.
Thank you. If that hasn't shut down. All right.
That's awesome.
Can I just mention something? Tommy's doing a song right now. Let's go.
Got the documentary coming.
No. I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready to do a song.
Here's my
I
sunglasses.
thought he was
and-
getting a harmonica. I was like, what's he got?
I got cotton mouth.
Oh.
And
special
I'm
one.
nervous. My heart's going, and I'm nervous because
Has nothing to do
Ruby
with the song.
Chen and Christy's here from Fox 5.
Well, they got the forms out. They're writing you up.
But I think we're going to do an old song.
Oh, imagine that.
Oh, man.
Is this Three Dog Night? Mommy, phone out. We got. Mommy, phone
Everybody get on your feet.
Yeah, you got me.
All right.
Get on your feet. Want some whiskey in your water?
Wow.
sugar in your tea? What's all these crazy questions you asking me? This is the craziest party that could ever be. Don't turn on the lights, cause I don't wanna see. Mama told me not to come. Mama told me not to come. She said, that ain't the way to have fun. Open up the window, let some air into this room. I think I'm almost choking from the smell of stale perfume. And that cigarette you're smoking about scared me half to death. Open up the window, sucker, let me catch my breath. Mama told me not to come. Mama told me not to come. She said, that ain't the way to have fun. Son, that ain't the way to have fun. Brian Jordan on guitar. Brian Jordan on guitar.
Here we go. Come on. On the air, it's on the air. Best show ever. The least work I've ever had to do. We got 3 interviews here. So good. Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Thanks to our studio audience for coming in. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
All right. Can I also say, can I say this? That was the best song you've ever done. No, I'm not kidding. It was fantastic. Well, no, I'm not kidding.
Please sit down. Please sit down.
No, stand up.
Sit down.
No, stand up.
You do have the best band.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
The
wow.
best band.
Sully Band. Hey, question. My favorite thing you do, Allie, is rally with Allie on Friday mornings. I mean, how cool is that? I mean, going to high schools for their pep rally right into a Friday night football game. How is that?
Well,
What a well thought out question.
You know what? You should come sometime. It is it is an unbelievable feeling when you get all these kids who have so much future in front of them, and they're getting to be kids and enjoy, and you know that you're creating a memory that is literally going to last a lifetime. We were just talking.
Yeah.
Your daughter went to one.
My daughter was the ASB at the time, and I remember her saying, Allie Wagner's coming tomorrow, and we have to go to tonight and rehearse, and then we're going to be there at like 5 a.m. early.
I was just
freaking
gonna say,
out.
because you're Elvis when you get there. You realize that. Do you guys? When I look at that thing, I always think I remember acting that way. We thought we were fine.
50,
We weren't that fine.
50-50, because some schools, you have to remember that they, you know what I mean? A lot of them haven't had pep rallies. They're just kind of getting back in full swing. So
That's where you put in the hard work.
That's where I really love just putting kids on TV. I was that kid who wanted to be on
Right.
TV. Yeah. So
But in this day and age, you think that your kids are kind of too cool for school, and those guys dress up. They're totally into it. I think
they go all out.
That has a lot to say about you, because you've created this sort of brand that goes.
And speaking of high school football, I believe both of you guys were cheerleaders, right? Were you a cheerleader?
Yeah, of course.
I was.
Where'd
Makes
you-
a lot of sense,
Wait,
doesn't it?
Jesse,
What's the
you were a
percentage of
cheerleader?
I was fun. I did things.
Another creepy comment.
What high school did you go to in Florida?
I was at Olympia High School, and we were the Titans. We were black and silver.
There she is.
Look at there it is right there.
You
Lots
look
of
exactly the
sparkles.
same. Look at the big screen. That'll freak you out.
Oh yeah,
Who mandated the lipstick? That's a little heavy.
this is Florida.
It's almost coming off.
Florida. There's a lot of makeup and glitter and all the things.
Okay.
Did you guys have the Friday Night Lights thing back
Oh
there?
yeah, absolutely.
Did we in San Diego?
Okay, so when I went to high school, it was the era where Reggie Bush and Alex
Right.
Smith were at Helix, and so therefore the Prep Pigskin Report was just starting.
Yeah.
And I remember, first of all, I was on it as a cheerleader, which
Yeah.
was kind
Wow,
of cool.
that's pretty
But I remember rushing home to see what Reggie Bush did on the
They
Prep
still do that
Pigskin
now.
Report.
They still. That's a big part about high school sports, is getting home and watching the highlights on KUSI. It's a whole.
And now for Jesse and I, it's just about getting home.
Yes, and having a drink and
Yes.
taking a nap for the
So,
night.
so how cool?
At 7 p.m.
So how cool was that? Then all of a sudden you went to radio, if I'm not mistaken, right? iHeartRadio, and then you started working as an intern for PPR.
No, I was paid. Yeah, well, I know.
I love your podcast. Tommy.
Actually, and Jesse and I played in an over-the-line tournament when we both worked at radio 1,000 years ago.
What was the name of the team?
Oh my
God.
Well, we can't tell you.
No, you can't.
Why would we tell you?
Not on the air.
Sure.
So that's really funny because I always laugh about that. I'm like, do you remember that? Because I was a kid at
Right.
the time.
At
and-
iHeart, basically. I don't even think we were iHeart.
It's probably Clear Channel, right?
No.
It was Clear Channel. That's right.
I got to tell you, the PPR thing, that was brilliant. Because I know what we're going to do. We're going to deploy we're going to put their kids on TV, and we're going to deploy every single parent in San Diego. Instant audience. It was fantastic. Plus, it's a great thing. And
Still
you guys,
is.
And you guys give a chance to people that have never been on TV to be on the sideline. which is fantastic.
And that's exactly how I started. Plus, making sure, recording a lot of stuff off air to put tapes on desks to make sure.
Weren't you Miss Lakeside?
Ramona.
Miss Rodeo?
Ramona.
Whoa.
My bad.
Ramona. But I was not Miss Ramona. No, but I.
You were something. Did you?
I was Winter Ball Princess one year.
Fantastic. That was great.
And Heather,
I have a poster.
and speaking of sports, aren't you like a triathlete? Like,
I once was. I now have 2 children, which is also a triathlon.
Yes, same.
Right. But when I moved to San Diego, got all into it. I just run now. That's all. So just marathon.
but isn't one of your goals to run a marathon in every state?
That was. I am still working on it. We'll see how that goes.
How many states do you have now?
13. Yeah.
What?
She needs to update her bio. Tommy read the wrong thing.
I need to update my bio for sure. When I first moved here, I was like, this is going to be my thing. I'm going to get into it, and then you fall in love. You have 2 kids, and you're like, I just want to work out, and if I get 3 miles, then I'll feel good today.
So then we find each other on the Peloton, and we're good. Yeah.
High-fiving each other on the Peloton these days.
Is the Peloton a social media thing? As much as a bike? I mean, you guys.
You have one?
Yeah, it can
It's
be.
a clothes hanger in the garage. What are you talking about?
It can.
Like every other piece of equipment I bought, it's got hangers on it. So it's in the garage. Because I think that I bought one for him, by the way.
I know.
I just see your profile and the people you're riding with.
Oh, yeah.
Especially high.
So our morning show, we had one time during the pandemic, I think 10 people that we would kind of motivate each other. So we would get off of the morning show, and then everyone would go at a certain time and make sure that you're in the same class. And I think that was more probably what it was for than social media.
Our Loft 100 Studios triathlon team is the 3 of us, and we do breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yes, all 3.
Yes.
Let's go.
But we need a break in between, like someone waiting with a water
A
cup.
little snack. A little snack.
So what's Star 94.1 up to in
So
November?
Star 94.1 is up to being the best radio station to listen to right now. If you love variety, if you like some 90s music, one of the biggest things that we do on our show right now is called the 90s at 9. We play a 4-song block of 90s music, and the tests are so through the roof that it makes you realize that the 80s were great and that music was awesome, but I think it's starting to take a back seat to 90s music now, and it's almost like a brand new lane that we're really starting to own.
You should get 9 90-year-olds to come in and rate the music.
The music, our 90s at 9.
9 90s at 9.
And in the 90s, you were probably at Channel 933?
I was. I started my internship as a young. I was working.
You were Boy Toy Jesse.
I was. No. I was Big Smooth on Palomar.
Of course you were.
Radio station.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes. Here comes
My first radio show ever was on Palomar
Who came
College.
up with that name?
Big
Who do you
Smooth.
think? When you're in college radio, you come up with your own name. When you get to the big leagues, these guys name you.
Wait,
You know what I'm saying?
What was,
God.
what was the decision tree that said, I know, I'm going to sound cool. Here, I know,
Well,
Big Smooth.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick story. When I used to play pickup basketball, I'm a tall guy, but I am not aggressive, so I like to shoot threes and not get rebounds. And so people used to go, "You're like Sam Perkins." They call him Big Smooth. This was a player for the NBA on the Supersonics. So that was like a personal nickname. So when I got a radio show at Palomar College, they were like, "What do you want to name it?" And I said, "I know. What day is it on?" They said, "Monday." And I said, "Okay, Big Smooth's Monday night party for all y'all that didn't get enough this weekend." They were like, "That's the longest name ever." And I was like, "Let's go with it." And so we went with it. And then, so that turned into, hey, you should get an internship at Channel 933 in about 99. And that's when I started the actual radio career.
Do you remember?
By the way, does Big Smooth sound like an intestinal problem to you?
Big Smooth.
I guess Big Smooth Monday's been involved. So.
Have nausea, heartburn, indigestion.
Hey, Jesse,
Big Smooth.
do you remember the first time at Palomar College when you had to turn on that microphone button and talk?
100%.
Or how was it? What was it?
I played Len Steal My Sunshine, and I hit that button, and it had like a 20-second intro to it. And I remember hitting the button and being like, Comet 1320, wow. You know, like almost like in the middle of my sentence, hearing myself in the headphones and it actually happening. And
Did you hit the post?
Come on.
You didn't know what the post
Come on. I didn't even know what the post was then. That's when you're learning what the post is.
And
Jesse Lozano.
Coming up after the break, we'll ask Heather Lake and Allie Wagner the very first time you guys were on television.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
for coming. Fantastic. Hey. Brought to you by Big Smooth and Acid. Big Smooth. Heather Lake, Allie Wagner. Big Smooth, Jesse Smith. And Little Tommy Sublime. The Sully Band. Bibbity bobbity.
Wow.
Thank you.
Best show ever. Best show.
Hey, no, honestly,
Wow.
no, it really is. And I think we should Zoom the other guests, and you guys are full-time now. It'll be a 14-hour day. Can you remind us, by the way, when your documentary is airing and how we can see?
It's
Hold on a second. Can we have some background music?
Yeah.
So cool.
It's just happening back there.
Wait, is that a promotion for Movember?
It's Thursday, November 9th, Coronado Island Film Festival. It airs at 10 a.m. or it's screened at 10 a.m. in the Win Room. And I'm just really proud of that.
I'm proud of it too. We're proud of you.
Good stuff, buddy.
Yes.
Can I tell you, I want to give you a compliment really quick. I got a phone call from a listener this morning. Her name is Sue, and she said,
Dave, love your show.
almost, because there was a reference to not my show on my phone lines. But she called and she said, hey, are you in the same studios that Jeff and Jer were in? And we're like, yeah. And she said, you know, I love your chemistry, you and Tati and Shelley Brown. I love your chemistry so much. There must be something about those studios, because I'm a true Jeff and Jer fan, and they must have left something in those studios for you guys.
Yes.
And here we are. So it was kind of a nod to the vibe you guys brought to radio at that time in your career.
Just like you.
I want to see a sweeping camera shot onto the microphone.
A little tear on that one. I want to spare.
But just like your show, it's all about the audience in San Diego.
Right. It's all about connecting with everyone stuck in their car for 12 minutes on the way to wherever they're going. If you can connect with them in those 12 minutes, that's what we're going for, you know?
And speaking of San Diego, is it cool like going to the grocery store and
Another deep.
and then people,
I ask the hard questions.
people going up to you, oh my God, Heather.
I like it when they say hi. You know, you want someone to say hi because you know that look where they're like they know you from somewhere.
Recognize you.
And
They
I'm
can't
like,
figure it out.
And so I'm always like, thank you. I've been having coffee with you for 15 years.
Yes.
You know, you just we don't see you on the other side.
As
so.
I always say, they go, oh my gosh, like I feel like I know you. And I go, you do know me, I just haven't met you yet.
Yeah.
So
That is so graceful.
Yeah.
My goodness. That's why you're Miss Lakeside. Fantastic.
Ramona.
I love Lakeside. I love Lakeside.
And Mr. Escondido over here.
Thank you, future, hopefully, mayor of Escondido. I need to stop
Are
saying
you running
stuff.
under? Are you running under Boy Toy or Big Smooth?
That's a good question. It's
By the
a
way,
really good question.
Both names evoke thoughts that don't sound.
We'll
like
check the numbers. We'll see what skews higher, because I like the thought right there.
Heir apparent to Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, be careful, Ryan, if you're
Ryan.
watching. I don't.
By the
That
way,
goes on the billboard.
we got a big footprint. Ryan Seacrest is watching the show. Come on.
What up,
Agreed.
Ryan?
Someone is sending your clips to him. Like whatever thing he actually checks, he's seeing them. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Tommy is. Tommy's doing that.
Hey, Mary, can you once again talk about enough about me? What do you think about me? When do I have a show again?
Coach House on December 2nd, Saturday, December 2nd, 8 p.m., the Coach House, San Juan Capistrano, opening for Lee Rocker of the Stray Cats. Great show. Sully Band.
Stray Cats?
No. Email me.
And thank you to our manager, Rick DeVoe, for giving us that gig. But I'm shaking like Don Knotts. There's no, like, what do you need? What's it going to take? Because I swear, I'll buy the tickets. I'll put you in a van. We'll go to Sizzler on the way up.
Email me.
Is the
Load
surf
this
liner
place
going?
But you're opening up. Lee Rocker
Yeah,
already
but
has
here's
one.
what you think. So you're opening up. Everybody calls, hey, what time is Stray Cats on? 9? Okay, great. I'll be there at 8:59. I'm playing in front of a bunch of guys drinking Red Bull and a bunch of drunks from, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Should've
that
said
was me
that.
last time around.
I want to say a very special thank you to our studio audiences every single week. I know you guys have to stop what you're doing, but thank you guys very much.
Yes.
And as long as we have Mary, remind us again how you become a studio audience member.
Email me at audience@loft100studios.com to get tickets to the show or to go to the show in the Coach House.
You guys just call me personal. I'll dish you a ticket. Just come on up, please.
And a shout out to our VIP guest, Ruby Chen, Assistant News Director at Nexstar and KUSI and Fox 5, and Christy Simmerall.
Woo!
I know, we're so nervous.
I know.
Thank you guys for coming. So tell me before we leave about your charity, how we can support it.
So coming up, day after Thanksgiving, we do our yearly Turkey Bowl golf tournament. This is where we raise a bunch of money to give right back to high school athletes here in San Diego. So last year you were title sponsor. I'd love for you to be a part of it this year if you can.
Okay, we'll do it again.
Really? Okay.
You got it. Yes, I'll do it. I'll do it. No, I'll be title sponsor.
Really? I was just throwing that at you.
I would argue that my body of work would suggest that I come through. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so then anybody else who wants
What you
to
should
play-
do now is, that's 25 grand a year. That's what you say.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll look at what we charged last
It's
year.
just about business. Yes, we'll be title sponsor.
And
As
then-
we are with Breaking and Entering Christmas. We'll make it a Sully Entertainment Group, Laughlin November, December.
Thank you, buddy. I love it. Thank you. And go to onemorewin.org if you'd like to sign up, be a player in our tournament. We're not sold out yet, but it's happening at Singing Hills there.
What time does the tournament start?
It's like an 11 a.m., so you can burn off your turkey the day before.
Day after Thanksgiving.
It's a little rough, right? I agree.
It's casual Thursday, or I slept in my car Wednesday.
But it's a good chance to escape from that uncle that's been telling way too many stories on your couch for 2 days because he's in town. You know, you go play some golf.
The guy that sits on the couch and just bing, and
it's right, hand halfway down. We know that uncle. We know that uncle.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah, does the 501Gs.
All right, give it up for Heather Lake from Fox 5 San Diego.
Such a pleasure to have you. Thanks for coming.
Allie Wagner from KUSI News.
Miss Lakeside, come on.
From One More Win, Jesse Lozano.
Better not as big smooth, I guess. I don't know.
Thank you guys for coming.
See you next week.